Gambia, Angola, China Holding, Gash, producers of the finest tomato paste in the Gambia. Jaja tomato paste, available in 5 kilos, 1 kilo and in sachets. For wholesale and retail, visit our factory at Banjulunding. We are also producers of Jaja mineral water, cool, clear and fresh. Gash, Gambia, Angola, China Holding, with headquarters at Fatu Golden Plaza, Mile 7, Bertel Harding Highway. Gash Group also provides the best security company, Gash Security, for your offices, warehouses, homes and personal property. Gash Group for all your construction projects, offering you quality water reticulation for your gardens, pump irrigation, tidal irrigation projects and all types of buildings. You can contact Gash on 396-7894, 700-8993, 373-0259. Visit us at Gash.
So reception to our studio here in Serekunda. This is Star TV News with me, Dara Cham. In the headlines tonight, President Barrow announces arrival of 260 Cuban doctors and building of 23 new clinics across the country. President Barrow brands Kande potential rival. Dabo reveals his 5-point agenda. Gambia Football Federation joins forces with the Union of European Football Association to train clubs and capacity building. Haitian migrants under charge as U.S. begins removal flights. The boxing star Manny 2-1 for Philippines president. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. Early today, President Barrow hosted a delegation of natives in Jimara who paid a courtesy call on the head of state at his residence in Mankamankunda. The story written by Mudo Albaji, who is with the president in his Medda Farmer store, reported by Jacqueline Colley.
Kala ko on keɓani hen laamu on on metta ɗum heɓde ha aduna gasa.
According to the people of Jimara, the meeting was meant to extend gratitude to the president, who they describe as a patriotic son of Jimara. President Barrow delightfully explained the reason behind the division in Jimara. Barrow stressed that he will do his campaign in other parts of the country, but not in Jimara. According to him, even if the whole Gambia has visited him except Jimara, then something would have been missing for him. The president added that there is only one problem in Jimara. He furthered that he wants the people of Jimara to be aware that all the problems in Jimara are caused by Mama Kande. I had never had meetings anywhere and mentioned his name, except when I came back home to Jimara in 2007. We both fought in an election to win a seat in parliament in the name of Jimara. Kande ended up winning and became your representative in parliament for 10 years under the former ruling party, said President Barrow. The head of state questioned the natives about their gains under Mama Kande in his tenure as a member of parliament for Jimara constituency. In 10 years, he worked with the government and did nothing for you people. What else can he do now, considering the fact that he is an opposition to the president, he asked. He added that when he lost the parliamentary election in 2007, he never castigated or attacked Kande anywhere. As a representative of Jimara, Barrow said he created the enabling environment for Kande to work as NAM for his constituent. But when he started his journey to the presidency, Mama Kande was the only opposition candidate he met personally by driving his vehicle to Kande's residence twice to discuss forming a merger with him. He told him that among all the candidates vying for the presidency, Kande was the only relative he had in the battle for the state house, and they were like family. As family and mates, we should have fought together and take over the government, which would have been written in the history books all around the world that two friends, mates, fought and took over a country, President Barrow stated amid a jubilant crowd at his White House in Mankamakunda. Jacqueline Colley for Star TV News.
The United Democratic Party over the weekend held a massive rally in Sukuta that attracted thousands of its supporters. The crowd was most enlightened on the 5-point agenda of the United Democratic Party, which was explained in details. Various local language spoken in the country. Binta Koli was in Sukuta and she prepared this report.
The 5-point agenda includes youth empowerment, education, women empowerment and health, electricity, and agriculture. According to the party, it will create skills training for the youth. If it is voted in office, UDP promised that it will give serious consideration to the women. UDP promised that it will give serious consideration to the women, especially in preventing the unfortunate circumstances happening in the labor wards. Yakumba Jaite, a nominated member, National Assembly, said the much talk about controversy that Ousainou Darboe's name is Abubakar is pretense, but they know better. She said Ousainou is not corrupt. Instead, he is a good man. Honorable Jaite made a direct attack on Minister of Tourism and Culture Hamad Nkeba, saying he is a corrupt man that is only after his personal interest.
Ousainou Darboe Abubakar fi. Ako Ousainou Darboe ni Abubakari. Moma genal kutuda Amad. Ako wala fi sefa tati yamam tola Amad la. Nga tuda Amad nga korop. Ako wala mo Amadu Jenker muti. Yow Amad nga da nga korop. Ako da Amadu Jenker dale. Nga tuda Ousainou tuda Abubakar nga ba. Ako wala mo yow Ousainou Abubakar mo koto. Ousainou Abubakar, you are a good man. Ako Abubakar Ousainou. You are not corrupt. Ako to korop. We trust you. We believe you. We appreciate your sacrifices. And we will carry you through to the State House.
Secretary General and party leader lawyer Ousainou Darboe on his part first applauded the massive crowd, saying no civil servant was in their midst and that every individual present there was because of their love for the country and that of the party. The UDP leader added that all his documents bear the name Abubakar. He said that has been since inception. If they think Abubakar is why I won't be nominated, then they should go back to the Constitution under the Nomination Act and see reasons why one should not be nominated. Ousainou reacted. Darboe declared that everyone deserves to be the president of the country except Adama Barrow.
Gambia, Saint Chofel, Allah Kano, United Democratic Party, Saint Chofel, and Allah Kano, Puru, Alhaji, Abubakar, Numukunda, Barrow, Barrister at law, Senior Counsel, Mayor Lonko, Nita, Nigeria, Courthouse before, Courthouse Membije, Pirabe Nafodu Naje, Lifa Bindon, Yemen Savaje, Lolu, Abubakar, Numukunda.
He said he remembered vividly in 2017 when he talked to people about not giving positions to individuals that will empower corruption and bad governance. He said they fought Jammeh because he was a corrupt leader, therefore they should not be the ones to fuel corruption again. He said a UDP government will stand to fight corruption. UDP is the party to vote for because it does not know tribe, region or race, he told his party militants. The ex-vice president advised his party militants not to pay heed to any insults or any related violence against them. Instead, they should focus on getting the party into office come December 4th. To the youths, this is what he has to say.
Benga filti. Nata police station. Nana kata siga. Kana wari nata jubela. Ako nata kumuko jube, nata muko. Nata muko jube. Yela kata kisoka. On the 5th of December. I declare lawyer Abubakar
A presentation of 41,105 was made at the end of the event to support Sukuta Health Center. According to Darboe, it was a contribution from Sukuta natives in Sweden. For Star TV News, I am Binta Kuli.
The Gambia Football Federation, together with the Union of European Football Association, organized a 4-day capacity building program to guide football clubs in all sides of their operation and enhance league development. Jacqueline Colley was there and she files in this report.
The Secretary General of the GFF, Lamin Jasseh, said the purpose of the project is to guide clubs in all facets of their operations, which will eventually lead to professionalism of the Gambia's National League. The workshop brought together club presidents, coaches, and technical directors of all first and second division league clubs, as well as senior staff of the football house. Eva Pasqua from UEFA said the project came after the union introduced a program called ASIS after the election of its new president. She said the idea of the ASIS program is to share knowledge, exchange experience, among other reasons.
And the idea of the ASIS program is to share knowledge, exchange the experience, and learn from each other. There is, so much football in Europe, and the football is so much benefiting, especially from the talents from Africa. So we want also to give back. We want to give back what Africa is giving to Europe to make our competition so successful, and also to share and to learn, because there is also so much to learn from everyone. Not only Europe knows everything.
She also emphasized how the capacity building training will help boost the national clubs. Ms. Eva also advised the participants to not just learn, but also implement what they have learned at the end of the 4-day training, as it will help their clubs grow and produce better players.
So we have different programs, but one of them is exactly this league development, which we consider to be very important ones. Why? Because the clubs, you are the backbone of the football. If there will be no clubs, there will be no football in a country, no organized football in a country. Without you, there will be no national teams. Without you, there will be not organized competitions. And without you, there will be no players having their players' pathway in the development from the grassroots to the top elite. And this has to be organized, of course. Why Europe is so successful? Why the league, the major leagues in Europe are so successful? Well, it doesn't fall from the sky. It's the organization. It's the organization of the clubs. It's the players' development pathway. Having in every club, the teams, youth teams from the age at least 12 up to the adult team. So all this, it's so important, and we feel that we want to share these best practices with you, because it's possible to do it everywhere. It's possible to do it in Gambia. You just qualified for the next round, for the World Cup. Congratulations. That also did not fall from the sky. Huh? That's a work behind. Work of the technical director of the federation, work of the national coach, but especially work of you, because you were preparing those players to play in a national team.
Head coach of Gamtel FC, Ibu Jara, applauded both UEFA and the GFF for coming up with initiative, as it is vital and it's a big bonus to adding more value to their coaching career. He added that it is important they have workshops like this. Mr. Jara expounded on his expectations after the capacity building program.
Well, to learn more from other people, to interact more, and to come at the end of the session and feel fulfilled together with every other participant, but also looking forward to the Gambia Football Federation and other stakeholders to see that we move Gambian football forward. Just like they said, there's been a lot of talking being done. We all talk about lack of sponsorships, but we have to question ourselves, what have we been doing and what can we do to get other people interested in sponsoring our football.
Brikama United's head coach, Modulamin Nyasi, also thinks the training is a step in the right direction, as it will enhance professionalism in the Nations League.
I think whatever we learn from here, the most important thing is to go back and then try to implement. Even though the professionalization, it doesn't start yet, but we have to start, moving from one step to another, so that, when the league is professionalized, then, it will meet us in the middle of it. So from here, we have to go back and then start to implement, step by step, because it's a gradual thing. It's not a one thing, we have to go step by step to at least, until we reach there. So this is what we're going to do from here.
Meanwhile, the training is expected to end on Thursday after bringing together various club administrations to enhance professionalism in their National League clubs. Jacqueline Coley reporting for Star TV News.
Those were the local stories. We will be back with the international news after this commercial break.
Gambia, Angola, China Holding, Gosh, producers of the finest tomato paste in the Gambia. Jaja tomato paste, available in 5 kilos, 1 kilo and in sachets. For wholesale and retail, visit our factory at Banjulunding. We are also producers of Jaja mineral water, cool, clear and fresh. Gosh, Gambia, Angola, China Holding, with headquarters at Fatu Golden Plaza, Mile 7, Bertel Harding Highway. Gosh Group also provides the best security company, Gosh Security, for your offices, warehouses, homes and personal property. Gosh Group for all your construction projects, offering you quality water reticulation for your gardens, pump irrigation, tidal irrigation projects and all types of buildings. You can contact Gosh on 396-7894, 700-8993, 373-0259. Visit us at Gosh Global Group on Battle Harden Highway, Fatu Golden Plaza. Our website www.goshglobal.com. Gambia, Angola, China Holding, Gosh. Yunus English School. For quality and affordable education, look no further. Yunus English School has what you've been looking for. Yunus English School is a leading institution in the Gambia with nursery, lower basic, upper basic and senior secondary education with magnificent teaching and learning facilities. Yunus English School has highly qualified and experienced teaching staff preparing students for university and beyond. Yunus English School is an institution with distinct academic excellence, and the school operates not only in the usual 5 days a week but 6 days a week, Mondays to Saturdays, breaking a remarkable record on credit hour coverage for all our students. Contact Yunus English School today to register your children on 77814443 or 7070091 or still on 9249426. Better still, you can email yunusenglish@yahoo.com. At Yunus English School, excellence is a priority without compromise.
Welcome back after that commercial break. If you were just tuning in, this is Star TV News from our studio here in Serekunda. And now the news beyond our borders. Hundreds of Haitians who had been hoping to find refuge in the U.S. have been sent back home to Port-au-Prince. The U.S. is operating up to 8 flights a day to send the migrants camped in taxi down on the border with Mexico. The remaining 12,000 Haitians say that their country's political crisis and national disaster have left their country uninhabitable. Al Jazeera's John Holman reports.
This is how one US Border Patrol officer received Haitian migrants crossing the Rio Grande, coming back with food to a camp they've set up in Texas.
Hey, you use your women? This is why your country because you use your women for this. You go, that way. Hey, no. No.
We've got our families inside, dying of hunger. We've had to go out to buy food.
No!
You can see the tense scenes here. The Border Patrol are trying to stop people getting back into the camp after they went across to Mexico to get food, they say, because there isn't enough food for them actually there in the camp. There's more than 12,000 migrants, mostly Haitians, in the camp that sprung up in Del Rio, Texas, over the last 2 weeks. They want asylum, but US authorities are overwhelmed. This is just the latest flashpoint in a months-long surge of people illegally crossing the border, and there's little in the camp for them.
Sanitary products? There aren't any. Food? There isn't any either. They don't give you anything.
We met Nicholas on the Mexican bank of the river, searching for food and medicine for his family. He hadn't realized until we asked him about it that US authorities are also now flying Haitians back home. There's planes now going deporting people. What do you think about that?
What kills me about that is that everyone knows what we Haitians are going through. There's no president. Crime is high. Students can't go to school. There's no work. The economy is down. People can't put up with that. Deportation is not good for us.
Like many others, he said he'd suffered to get this far, on a journey through South America, past gangs and through a patch of jungle called the Darien Gap, notorious for rape and robbery. It was really difficult. I saw a lot of us who died, he told me. Now he's touched ground in his promised land, the US, but it looks unlikely he'll be able to stay there. In the rush for food, we didn't see him make it back across the river into Texas. And by the afternoon, Mexican security forces were patrolling the river too. It was getting even tougher.
Mexican authorities have opened the dam further upstream, which they do quite regularly, but all it means is that these people are now struggling even more to get across. The water's a lot deeper here. It's just another obstacle and another danger for them as they try and get into the United States. John Holman, Al Jazeera, Acuña.
Philippine boxing star Manny Pacquiao says he will run for president in next year's election. He was nominated as the candidate by a faction of the governing PDP Laban Party. Al Jazeera's Dosa Jabara reports.
He's had a glittering career as a fighter and as a senator in the Philippine Parliament. Now, 42-year-old Manny Pacquiao is running for the highest office in his country. He accepted the nomination of his political allies during a national assembly for the faction he leads in the governing PDP Laban Party.
We need progress. We need to win against poverty. We need government to serve our people with integrity, compassion, and transparency. The time is now. We are ready to rise to the challenge of leadership.
President Rodrigo Duterte is barred from running for another term, but he has been picked by a rival party faction to run for vice president. Critics say it's an attempt to cling to power.
In the Philippines, you're only allowed to have one term, 6 years. And I think Duterte is trying to find a loophole in the Constitution where he could still stay as president by having a proxy candidate take his place and he running as vice president. And when that happens, if his proxy candidate wins, that candidate might be willing to step aside and he takes the place as president.
Born from a poor family in the southern province of Bukidnon, Pacquiao started his professional boxing career at the age of 16. He gained popularity with his frequent victories and knockouts that have earned him fans around the world. Pacquiao was named Fighter of the Decade by international boxing associations, and his fans called him the pound-for-pound king. One of his biggest fights was his showdown with American boxer Floyd Mayweather in 2015, which he lost. Pacquiao has won world titles in an unprecedented 8 different weight divisions. But now he's facing an uphill battle to tackle his country's numerous challenges, ranging from dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic to corruption and gang violence. In 2016, Pacquiao provoked a storm of controversy after saying people in same-sex relationships are, quote, worse than animals. The road to next year's presidential election will not be easy. There are many obstacles to overcome. But Manny Pacquiao already has one huge advantage. Millions of Filipinos know his name. Dorsa Jabari, Al Jazeera.
And before we end the news, a recap of our main headlines. President Barrow announces arrival of 260 Cuban doctors and building of 23 new clinics across the country. President Barrow brands Kande potential rival. Dabo reveals his 5-point agenda. Gambia Football Federation joins forces with the Union of European Football Association to train clubs in capacity building. Haitian migrants under charge as U.S. begins removal flights. The boxing star Manny won for Philippines president. And that's all for this edition of the news. Thank you for watching and join us for tomorrow's news. Keep watching.